Cool. Can you guys want to go around introducing yourselves just so I know kind of what you guys do, what your business structure is, and kind of why you're here? Wendell, you can go first.
Oh, all right, sure. Well, my name's Wendell. My agency is still very new, still trying to get off the ground. I'm trying to service chiropractors and roofers. I know it's like kind of like a weird combination, but I just kind of have a connection to kind of both of them.
Yeah.
Um,
What's your connection to both?
I met a roofer in town, and I started doing some sales for him, and I'm trying to like connect, I guess, like that sales aspect and the fulfillment side, and then
Mhm.
also I almost went to chiropractic school. I got my BS in biology, so I don't know, it's kind of romantic for me. I'm just trying to see if I can do it. Not too much success so far, but I don't know, I'm still moving. So,
Cool.
yeah.
Good to have you here, man.
Thank you.
Chris, you were here last time, right? But I don't think you were there at the beginning. Am I wrong?
This is my first time.
Okay, first time. Okay. Well, can you introduce yourself, tell me what you do?
Yeah, my name is Chris Levitt. I'm in the martial arts niche, just lead gen, appointment booking, and that's it. Just one
Like
thing.
appointment booking, you do like you have actual calls outgoing from your agency, or do you?
It's all done via text. So we generate the lead and we book the client to like an intro class, karate class.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. So is it mainly karate? What kind of martial arts? Krav Maga,
Yeah,
karate?
most of it's karate, jujitsu, taekwondo.
Okay, so are you targeting the parents or the people usually?
It's just the parents, and it's typically always just the moms.
Okay, and where are you targeting them right now?
What's that?
Where are you targeting them? Facebook?
Yeah, Facebook.
Okay, cool. Do you use Google at all or no?
No, most of my clients run a small Google AdWords campaign already before I even came on board with them. So
yeah. Okay, and then do you run your traffic to a landing page, or are you only using lead forms?
only lead forms. Lead forms, suck it into high level, shoot out an automated text.
Okay, can you make a landing page? Even a simple one?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Cool. Nice to meet you, man. Excited to have you. I think you can get a lot out of this for sure. Emmanuel, how you doing, man?
Hello, mate. Nice to meet you. Very nice. It's the first time I join, and I don't
Welcome.
really have. I don't know if you're gonna ask me like if you want me to ask you a question, but I don't really have any specific question.
No, I'm asking you a question. What do you do?
Okay, so what I do obviously lead generation. At the moment, I'm still at the like startup phase, obviously, of this journey. So I got one client which is a life coach, but since obviously I joined this program, the last probably couple of months, I've been targeting dentists in Italy. And so far, I don't have one. I didn't close one yet, but this is where my focus is at the moment.
Okay, are you trying to focus on Google Ads to close the dentist on working with you, or are you trying to focus on them to help the dentist get more business?
No, I'm completely, so I don't have any kind of experience of Google Ads. And the only thing, one thing I wanted to ask you is this, like, would you include, like, let's say you go, obviously your package, right, for the dentist, and you guarantee like 30 leads per month, yeah? Would you do a total, of leads either from Google Ads or from Facebook, or would you keep things completely separate?
No, I keep them separate for sure.
Okay, so two different budgets.
Yeah, you want to keep them separate until you understand them really well, so you can just sell them as one thing. But you want to keep your liabilities, especially when you start as an agency, you want to keep your liabilities minimized. So if you can sell Google and Facebook as two separate things, when you lose a client, you can really lose half a client if you wanted to. You can lose them on Google, but still have them pay on Facebook. But when you combine them as one, you lose them in both. You get what I'm saying? So
Right.
I would split them up completely so that your results aren't reflecting each other.
Okay, so you will do like let's say if someone now like me is guaranteeing 30 new opportunities per month through Facebook ads.
Yeah.
Then you have like an extra, let's say an upsell, and you say obviously Google Ads and different service, different budget.
Yeah, or you just say, if you want to take on that risk, and you can close more clients probably because you're more competitive, but if you charge, $1,500 to do Facebook ads, let's just say that's what you charge, then you can go sell Facebook ads, okay? And with this price, you all you're doing is selling the lead at the end of the day. So you sell it as this is half Facebook, half Google. So I'm giving you two services. So when the client goes and says these leads suck, for example, you can justify how the Facebook leads might suck, but the Google leads are still pretty good. And half your payment is going to Google. I would leave that half. It's very profitable. And then they're like, whoa, I'm minimizing expense. I'm still making the same money. They view it's an easy way to save a client. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that's how you want to think about it. Don't think about it on like selling them as upsells and things like that. Just give yourself an easier exit. Does that make sense?
Yeah, basically you keep more or less the budget, pretty much the same, maybe, but you will specify to the client that basically half of it will go, let's say, to Facebook, half to Google. And you will keep obviously the leads coming in. This is from Google, this is from Facebook. You will then just mix them up.
Yeah, I mix them up, but you use high level, or that's what you're going to use, I assume, right?
Yeah, I
For
use
your
it.
clients. Okay, cool. So in high level, you can track where the source is of the lead. So you can have Google leads be source Google and Facebook leads be source Facebook, and now you have more ammo. You know what I mean? So now you can say, look, the Google leads. You tell me you closed 3 guys. I got you 10 Google leads, and 3 of them close, and this is a really good ratio for you. So another thing to keep in mind. This is why it's also effective for you guys to, I know some of you guys are just doing Facebook leads, and it's a good start, but for Google, you're going to have to build a landing page, and I'm going to give you all the reasons that you're going to want to build a landing page, whether that's in high level, and don't overcomplicate like building a super graphical landing page. It could even just be short where they know what the offer you're selling is, and it's a name, email, number. You get what I'm saying? Like it can still be a lead form, but as a landing page, because you have to send the traffic somewhere. Facebook has the option for Facebook landing pages, right? Lead forms. So they're pre-filled, all this other stuff. The disadvantage to you is on Facebook, I'm just going to tell you why Google's valuable in the sense. And when you're on Facebook, you can put the person's number in the ad for them to call, like their go high level number, which is what you all should be doing. So if you're running any sort of ads on Facebook, by the way, and the person's phone number and address, and it's a local business, and their phone number and address is not the signature of the ad, then you're missing free money through your go high level account. So you want to judge your go high level account as your judgment of how you're doing for the client, right? So the more traffic you can send into your go high level account, which is calls or leads, then the client will view you as doing a better job. So the more sources you can make for them to point to calling the go high level number, at the end of the month, you can send them more recorded calls of all these leads that closed. Because you guys don't realize when you market, us as marketers always just try to track the trackable things like how many conversions came through. But what you can't count is how many phone calls and attention you generate for that business just by marketing them on different platforms. Like your money goes a lot longer than what you are tracking. So the more that you can track, which is getting more people to call that one number that isn't his business number, then the more ammo you have. Because when you market, you create a halo effect. A lot of buyers come outside of the cycle that Google and Facebook track as a conversion, but they still come. And if they come back to your phone number, then it's your job that you brought into this guy's business. So it's kind of a lesson for everyone, obviously, but like that's how you want to operate from that. Does that make sense to everyone? So like if you need to go review all your ads, you can probably do better results for all your clients right now if you just simply realize that your phone number is missing in a lot of sources. On Facebook, on a lead form, you're not going to put someone's phone number because they're submitting a lead. But on the landing page, you can put their phone number, make it clickable. So if they don't want to fill out a form, but they want to call the company, they can just click it and call. Sometimes I just want to call a dentist, talk to the secretary, and be like, hey, I saw this offer. What's the deal with this thing? You know what I mean? Like, what do I have to do to get it? And talk to the secretary rather than fill out a form. You know what I mean? And you're missing a lot of opportunity. So anyways, I hope that was a lesson to everyone. I'm kind of ranting off, but Emmanuel, I hope that answers your question.
Yes.
We're going to do some things together for sure. Let me move on though. Jason, you had it next. How are you, man?
Good. How you doing, Eddie?
Good. What do you do?
So I'm multifaceted. So actually, I own 2 service businesses, carpet cleaning and dumpster rental. And then I'm working on building my agency off of those kind of ads that I've already been using for my business. I just got in the dumpster rental, so that's something new. And that's where AdWords, that's why I'm here today, right? AdWords is huge for that industry because I don't feel it's as good of a fit on Facebook because you can't scroll through Facebook and decide, hey, yeah, I need a dumpster to rent, right? Carpet cleaning is, right? You can pattern interrupt with carpet and people say, yeah, might as well do that. My marketing efforts for dumpster rental are a little different. So I'm just hoping to learn a little bit about, AdWords stuff, how it works, what I can do better with that so I can get my cost per acquisition down some.
This will be the bloodline of your business, Google, for sure.
Yeah.
This is where you scale 100%. What's your sales process on the dumpster side? Is there agreements involved? Like what is a conversion for you?
Yeah. So right now we have our processes all through our website for ordering. We just kind of transferred that today to be able to take it over the phone because we do have customer waivers they have to sign off on and stuff like that. So I'm not sure how I integrate that into, a landing page to get them pushed through there, or do I just have them call at the end of the sales cycle?
So like, let's say I go right now. Do you have a website?
I
Do you have a website? Okay. I go to your website. I fill out a contact form. What happens then?
So right now it's not set up that way. So,
Okay.
right, marketing kind of bad news, right? There's not a contact form there because up until yesterday, we wanted all of our ordering to be online. We didn't want them to call our office. We wanted them to submit the order online. There's actually an order page. You can order everything, pay for it online, sign the waiver and everything on our
I
website.
got you. Yeah. Okay. So that's how so it's more e-commerce than it is lead gen.
It kind of is, yeah. But now, so I just started some ads on Facebook right now
Mhm.
that are lead form ads that are firing into our office, and then we're doing outbound calls to follow up with them.
And what's the quality of those people? I assume they're really far from the actual buying cycle.
Let me understand what your question is a little bit better.
So like they're probably looking to shop for something in 60 days, not necessarily today. Like I want a dumpster tomorrow.
Oh no, it's probably within 7 days.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Most people don't think about to the last second.
No, I'm saying through Facebook, even through your lead forms.
I don't know yet. I mean, I've only had I just started that ad yesterday. So
Okay, cool. So I was gonna say, like me as a dumpster buyer, I probably rent dumpsters every 4 months, and I always do it like the day before. I'm
right.
like, yo, I need one tomorrow. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So what's your competitive edge over other dumpster people?
Smaller footprint, easier to fit in a driveway. They don't take up the whole driveway. They don't block the sidewalk.
Okay, cool. So what's a good like conversion for you here in this process? Someone to do what? Because you said they don't have them contacting you at all, right? So it's only if they check out.
Correct. Yeah.
You have no way for the customer to call you?
I do. Yeah. And I said, I just switched that in the last 48 hours. I
Okay.
started changing that. So we can do like my lead forms now at the end of my lead form on Facebook, there is a wait, you're not done. Click below to call us now and schedule.
Mhm. Look, in the dumpster business, you're not gonna beat other people by a lot of price, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like you're
Yeah.
gonna beat them by maximum a few bucks a day. It's not like life-changing money. You know what I mean?
Correct.
So the person that represents your business over the phone is super important to your business. I would drive way more calls than I would try to drive e-commerce sales, because hiring someone for $12 an hour to take those phone calls is going to generate way more than that $12 in an hourly rate than an e-commerce
agree.
store would. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying? So I would take that approach. But thank you for telling me your business. I'm excited for you to be here, man. I think this is going to be important for you.
Thank you.
Cool. Let me switch my view because I changed it around. I got Timothy next, and then John. What's up, guys? Welcome.
Hey
What do you
man,
guys do?
sorry, I was just doing calls. I listened to your masterclass, the 250K masterclass, and I just want to say you're a beast, man. That's pretty
Oh,
much
thank
it.
you, man. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. But why are you here? Tell me about your business.
Well, I mean, we basically work with a lot of dental practices. I
Mhm.
just thought I'd pop on and just listen. I mean, we're probably not going to add Google Ads anytime soon, but
Why?
I just thought I'd pop on because I've never been on this call before.
Why
So,
wouldn't you add Google Ads, dude?
well, the reason being is because obviously you're biased, but like we just want to nail down one system. You know, like we
But why
want
not nail the easier one?
to.
What if this is the easier one? What if you could handle 50 of these accounts for every 10 of those? Wouldn't that
Yeah.
be worth listening to?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna wait till Jeff does it first, and if Jeff can prove that he can do it, and then I'll hop on the train and do that, you know. But for now,
Ew, for dentists, Google ads?
what's up?
Is that what you're saying, Jeff, to do Google ads for dentists?
Yeah, so I'm gonna let Jeff do it, and if he is
Why?
successful-
Why? You can literally go do it right now, bro. By next week, you can be
listen, bro.
pumping crazy root canal surgeries, bro. You think people who do the root canals go and wait for a Facebook ad to tell them to do a root canal? Come on, dude.
Yeah,
They
you're
know they need a
right,
root
bro,
canal,
but
and they're
listen, bro.
looking for a root canal.
Listen, bro, I'll do it once Jeff does it. I just thought
Okay.
I'd pop on. I listened to your masterclass. You're a fucking beast, and I love like just you know, I just love kind of how you are. You're pretty like straight up and all that shit, and I respect, man, respect. But
Thanks,
I gotta
man.
I gotta
appreciate
down
it.
now, dude.
You're hyping me up a lot, but you're not taking the advice I'm giving you. Keep that in mind.
Okay, I'll
I'll
keep it
let
in
you
mind.
go, but sit on that.
Listen, man. Listen, I gotta get some calls then, but
All right, take
yeah,
care.
dude.
See you, Tim. Thank you. John, what's up, bro? And then Cherry, you were here last time, I think, right? I remember you very clearly. And then so John, introduce yourself, please, and then let's go to Matt.
Hey, what's going on? I'm excited
What's
to
up,
be
man?
here.
Thank you.
Second week I have the course or the whole product as a whole. And I have a marketing agency originally focused for restaurants. And then I watched Matt Platt talk about his system, which I don't want to say I was intimidated, but I want to say that I think I was talking to Jeff on the initial call, and he told me he kind of hinted that restaurants weren't like the best niche, sort of like that's sort of the vibe I got. And so after I watched that masterclass, I was sort of um, contemplating what other niches, because after working with this guy for some time, I didn't really feel like I wanted to work with these sorts of people, right? Because I've been scouting the Facebook groups, and I don't really like them as a person, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I got you.
I don't know if that's like a common thing that marketers go through, where they're like limited or whatever by a certain niche. But essentially, I'm pivoting to medical spas and I forgot the other one, but just like two other niches that I want to focus on more, that I think I'm more passionate about, and that I think that I'll find better relationships, more professional, because a lot of these restaurant owners are just, it's hard to convince them of anything, right? And then Matt Platt says it all the time, that when he walks in there, he's not telling them what to change about their restaurant, but that they should take his marketing and not question it, which
Cool.
is
So
very
what are you
common.
jumping into? What other niches are you going to jump into?
So the big one is sort of like the medical industry as a whole, dentists, really just like everything that has to do with health and well-being. And also coaches and consultants, which is the one that I forgot about. So on one end, it's like the health aspect, and then on the other side, it's the business stuff, which a lot of people are trying to grow their business and stuff. So because health and business are two things I'm really passionate about, I want to focus on those two because they resonate with me more. And
Cool.
like I said, I'm starting off. So Google Ads, believe it or not, I know that you said it was easier, but it intimidates me more than Facebook for some reason. Not sure why, but I'm excited to learn what you have to offer. And Timothy pointed out about your masterclass, which now I want to watch. So
It's nothing, honestly. It's just me talking about myself. It's useless to you guys. This is much more powerful and useful, trust me, especially if you show up every week. One class isn't going to change your life, but a weekly thing will. So John, let me give you some advice.
All right.
Pick one thing. Okay. I'm just going to end this on this. I need you to pick one thing. Even if you fail at it for 3 months without getting a client, you need to still pick one thing, because in 3 months, you will talk that one thing as good as the guys you're trying to sell, and then you'll be able to get some clients. So a lot of people think they have no success because it's a niche. Sometimes it's not. It's just you don't know that niche well enough to be in that niche. Like, it's like us making fun of personal trainers because they just got a certificate a week ago and they haven't been doing this for a long time, or seeing a fat person trying to teach you personal training, like that perception that you have. It's the same way when you get into a niche. You're trying to sell other people who have been doing their job for years that you can help them market their job better than they can, but you can't talk their job as good as they can. So if you focus on that one job, whatever it is, dentist or head owners, it
Yeah.
could be anything, coaches and consultants, like whatever it is, you need to just focus on that and study those people as much as you can and see what other coaches and consultants are doing. When you get on calls with some, you can suggest strategies, and in their head, they've seen these strategies and they're like, I bet that strategy is working. That's a good idea. And then now you're talking the talk that they want to hear. And that's how you start growing your agency. So don't focus on two different things. Focus on one, even if you're not selling on it. I'm telling you, like, there's always ways to make money. You can do whatever you need to do while you learn that industry, because it's then doable to go to 50 people that you're working with because you understand it. Getting to like 3 to 5 clients is not it's not the difficult part of this. It's getting to 30 or 50, you know what I mean? So you have to immerse yourself in that industry. I hope you take this very seriously, but whatever it is, one or the other, just immerse yourself deeply. I think in 3 weeks you'll be able to talk to them just like they want to hear you talk to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so that
but-
was my initial point of view. And then I had asked Andrew in the fulfillment call, I believe it was 2 days ago or 3 days ago, and he had told me that because I'm starting off, it's kind of good to take everything coming at me. And also in the course, I think Jeff also talks about how in the early stages you don't really know, it's so many psychological things that you're trying to come over, right, and
Yeah, yeah.
conquer. So that it's sort of a good thing to take on as much as you can. But at the same time, what resonates more with me is specializing
Yeah.
and making sure that I build that trust because I'm well acquainted with that industry, right? I don't want to say
Yeah.
like I work with all these different, and it's two different things, right? I feel like it's for two different people, because if I was a dentist, I wouldn't want to be working with someone that says they can generate like plumbers leads and stuff, because it would be a very general approach, I would assume. But then if they tell me they specifically work with dentists, I would feel a lot more, my
Of
trust would
course.
go way higher. So
Yeah, listen,
Yeah.
hear me out. Everything that they're telling you is correct. You're misunderstanding what I'm saying. I'm not saying don't take on other clients. I'm saying don't focus on learning more about everyone at the same time. If you are, if you deep down want to work with fitness people, and
Yeah.
a dentist comes to you and says, I'll give you this much a month to work with you, then you take them and you learn your best how to do it for them and try to help them succeed. But you're also learning how to do things for fitness people yourself. You get what I'm saying? Like there's
Yeah.
always time to study. So take on whatever you can get. But if you're trying to grow in one area, you should focus your learning in that one area, if that makes sense. That's my advice.
Yeah, okay.
At the end of the day, I'm just a guy, right? I'm just giving you my thoughts on it.
Yeah.
But we're gonna learn some Google Ads stuff. We're gonna wrap this introductions up in like 5 minutes. But Matt and then Steve, if you guys can. Talbot, I got you, bro. I got
Alright,
you. I'm gonna
thank
give you your own time. You were here last week. Don't worry.
Hey, how you doing, Eddie? Sorry,
what's up, man?
I'm in the car. I'm not in the best meeting position, but yeah, very nice to meet you. I missed the call last week, so I'm definitely going to be on these calls weekly because I have no clue what the hell Google AdWords is. I mean, I know what it does, but I don't know necessarily how to get to that result that I'm looking for within Google. I once signed up for the Google Analytics stuff. I did like a 1-2 courses in that, and it just got super overwhelming, so I didn't continue on with Google Analytics. I don't know your opinion on like if people should really go in deep dive into it or not, but I didn't, so that's why I'm here. Obviously, just like everybody else, I'm doing lead generation, end-to-end customer generation. The niches I'm focusing right now are remodeling, specifically for kitchens, and then something kind of polar opposite, but hair transplant doctors as well. Only reason why I started looking outside of the remodelers because it was getting a little frustrating dealing with, a lot of the back and forth and run around that the remodelers have been giving me. I mean, I've restarted my niche like last month, and I started doing cold emailing, stuff like that. And I got, 50, 60 leads thus far. So I've got a chance to actually deal with a lot of the people in the niche. But again, I had a conversation with Jeff earlier this week, and he told me it's not the niche, it's my problem right now. It's sales. Just like you were talking to John just now about, is just getting their tribe language down and understanding how to solve their pain points correctly, and in the way that they want them to be solved. So right now I'm just in that, I guess, discovery stage right now. I've had a lot of demos and things like that, but nobody closed in the remodeling niche thus far. So kind of disappointing, but there's a lot of potentials there. A lot of tire kickers maybe, but there is potential. So I'm not giving up on it yet. But I know that if I were to be able to offer some type of Google service, especially for home services or contracting services like this may move the needle even faster, because I know that I think it's going to be a lot more powerful than Facebook ads.
Mhm.
And yeah, that I think that's really the main excitement I have about this weekly calls, because I'm going to be able to offer. Sorry, they also had a Google My Business masterclass last week, so that was really cool too. But that just kind of like was the tip of the iceberg for me in terms of obviously Google. And now my mind's kind of racing. I'm like, okay, how do I really optimize Google for, you know, my business, not necessarily Google My Business.
Well, I got you, bro. Thank you for being here. I'll tell you, Steve, you're next. Drew next. After him, and I think that's everyone new. And then I'm gonna give everyone that was here last week a chance to ask any specific questions they have, and then we'll jump into me building out a Google Ads account with you guys, like I promised last week. Obviously, I would rather spend this time answering specific questions if I can use this at the end and show you guys, and you have a recording to go back and watch how to do things again. I think the priority of these calls is obviously getting everyone's individual questions and concerns answered, because it's usually one little thing that you need to fix. And then the technical stuff we'll still cover in this call. So don't stress out about the time. I'm going to make sure everyone gets everything that they need to know about Google Ads on this call. But Steve, you're next, but you got to have your camera on if you're going to talk. If not, then we're good. We can move on to Drew.
Hey man,
All right.
actually, I was here last
You were
week,
here
so-
last week, bro. Yeah. Now that you put your camera on, I know you're here last week. What's up, man?
It's all good.
You got any
Nothing,
questions or anything from last week?
No, I'm just kind of in the same boat as Matthew. So when you start going into the ads stuff, I'll just kind of poke in there, you know, with contractors and such, and that's where I'm at too.
Okay, cool. Wendell, what's your question? Then I'm going to give everyone from last week a chance to ask anything if they need to. I know Tal Burley has some questions too.
All right, cool. So dealing with the roofer that I spoke about earlier, I just built out a landing page through. I didn't really know which software was the best. I just chose like CloudFunnels because honestly it was like a cheap whatever. I'm not sure because I have like pictures on there, and obviously I can't really show you the funnel right now, or maybe with the landing page. But in terms of an offering a budget, in your opinion, I don't know if you have any experience dealing with like roofers or contractors using Google Ads.
Yeah, you're gonna want to watch out for today's call because I'm gonna go over that because it's not something I can explain to you without showing you on a computer. Because you got to actually know
Gotcha.
what the cost per click is for the area and things like that. You know, you got to give them an educated budget. Sometimes you'll like, it's not like Facebook, you're like, give me, you know, $20 a day and I'll do it. Like some areas might require $60 a day. Some areas might just need $10 a day. So
Okay.
I'll show you today how to find that number.
And maybe this might be a stupid question or not, but as far as let's say like the beauty of it, the beauty of the actual landing page,
Yeah.
how much stock do you like put into that? Are there certain like key features that will make a landing page perform a little bit more, that like put more trust into it?
Yeah, people is always good. If you actually
Okay.
show people, like real people, not just stock images, like the team behind the scenes. Like even think about yourself on any website. You're like, oh, is this thing? And then you scroll down, and you see like 12 people wearing the same shirt from the same company in front of a building, and you're like, okay, there's like a team behind this. If I talk to support or something, someone's gonna answer those 12 guys. You start looking at the company differently. You know what I mean? You build more trust. So even if it's 3 people, like that's still worth posting. I definitely would do that.
Okay.
And then you said roofers, right?
Yep.
I would definitely have a radius of where they cover. And if you want to really be smart, you can split Google and Facebook into smaller radiuses and have a landing page for each radius and put that point in that smaller radius so that people are like, damn, this guy just services my hood, like 4 miles
Gotcha.
across. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's where this guy services.
Yeah, I plan on making another page because like I want to do one for St. Augustine and then one for like Palm Coastal City, like lower than that. But I didn't know if that was just a waste of money or if that was smart, if I should combine them. But that's a good confirmation. So okay, cool.
Yeah, definitely do that. But great question. Okay, say Talbert, I'm gonna go to you first, bro, because you've been patient. And ask me anything you want, bro. The floor is yours. You were here last week. I gotta make sure you guys get your stuff answered. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Awesome. Please take the face mask. I'm at Penn State Barron, so they require us to, wear this in order to keep everyone safe. But
No worries, man.
one thing I'm focusing on, I've been speaking with a physical therapist, and they're interested in possibly doing Google Ads. But my main thing is I want to focus on contractors in the flooring niche. One of my main concerns, though, is that they say that Google decides to close your account or etc. And I want to position myself where I can scale. Now they say one product, one ad, one service. And I know they mentioned earlier about the upsells about YouTube ads and Facebook ads, and also mixing between go high level Facebook ads and Google ads. What's the best way to like approach the situation? Because it seems like so all different offers and different products offered towards the niche, and I'm trying to figure out like what's the best way to set up that campaign for contractors so I can scale, put myself in position to scale for a solid foundation.
So what's your concern though? You made it sound like your concern was like Google Ads accounts going down.
Like I had one account shut down before for and it was shut down for 4 days. So trying like a little bit to have a better solid foundation, I would say. Does that make sense? Or
I want to say yes, but it broke up a lot. So let me do this, dude. After this call, me and you will chat inside the group, and I'll do whatever you want answer, and I'll send you some Loom videos as needed too to help you out because I think your connection's kind of breaking up. So I'll make sure to take care of it personally in the group after this. Does that work for you?
yep, thank you.
Cool. Appreciate it. Okay, cool. So let's jump into actually building out a Google Ads account. I'm just pulling up a random account here that we work with. And this is kind of what your dashboard is going to be looking like from here. So hopefully everyone who's here already kind of set up their account, put in the credit card info so that we can run ads. Now I'm going to kind of show you the different kinds of campaigns. I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about what the different kinds are, when to run them, what you need to run each one. And then we're going to build out a campaign for one of the niches that you guys are in. So first we'll cover an overview. I'll show you how it all works, and then we'll build a campaign together for someone that was here last week. So very simple, new campaign. These are the different objectives of campaigns. Most of you guys are just going to be in the leads category. So we're going to cover everything that's inside of that. Okay. So search obviously is when people are searching for you. This is where most of you are going to be running Google Ads. This is where most of our time is going to be spent learning. Everything else stems off of search. Okay. So once you understand the core principles of how to run a search campaign, then you guys can understand the targeting for all the other kinds of campaigns and then get very granular with your YouTube targeting. Okay. So keywords is going to be the fundamental of how we target with Google. Facebook, it's going to be interest-based and demographic primarily. In Google, do you really care if it's a 25-year-old or a 38-year-old that's searching to get their roof done? You don't. But on Facebook, to minimize your risk, you try to target, the older guys, for example, who want their roof done because they're going to be the ones that could afford to get their roof done. But on Google, you don't care because if he's 25 searching to get his roof done, he's probably a really good lead. So it's going to be more keyword based and how specific people are asking for things is how we're going to target across the board. Display shopping we can ignore. Display is all those ads that you see all over the internet, banner ads on random websites and things like that. A lot of people think they don't work. They really, really work, especially when you're retargeting. And as a local business, if you're, a contractor here and someone wants to get their basement redone, and then every website they go to, they see pictures of really nice basements with your name on it, telling them to call now, and they've been in the search and you're retargeting these people for weeks. It's very cheap. It costs you literally like 50 cents for weeks of targeting. And then these are people who are already pretty interested. So we're going to use that a lot. Videos, YouTube ads. And then smart ads are something Google's going over. They're kind of like a mix of all the ads in one. You just put a bunch of headlines and stuff. We'll go over that later. But these are pretty much the ones that we're going to cover the most. Search, display, and video is going to be where our time is going to be spent at. So when you go to make a search campaign, the cool part is different than Facebook where everything's open. Google's very step by step. So we're just going to follow the steps all the way down. Can someone give me like a website for us to do this for? Someone who was here last week. Let's focus on one of your businesses. Anyone?
Up-level contracting.
What is it, Drew?
Up-level contracting.
Upload contracting?
You're talking about our own website, right?
No, like a client's website, right? This is that what you want to know the most for?
Yeah, like let's do Utah Roofing Pros. They were like a past client.
These guys?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Did you send the traffic to this website?
No. What we ran only straight Facebook ads. I never ran any Google ads for them before.
Yeah, and they were all leads, right?
But the new
Like lead
guys
forms?
that are, yeah, they're all leads, and the new guys that took over them, I think they may be doing Google now, so you might be able to find some data on them now.
Okay, cool. It doesn't matter if they do Google or not. So when I research for people, I'm going to tell you guys how you research for clients too. I think it's going to be very effective. You can use this website. This is what I use. There's a free version, but basically what I do is I take the client's name. It's called ahrefs.com. And this is how I do kind of like client research if I'm going to close a client, right? I'm not going to focus on that today, but I'm going to give you this kind of tip on Google. When I go to do the work for a potential client, it's a different form of research, but this is me researching the client. All that matters on the bottom left is PPC keywords and ads. And this is the Google section. So I can go here and I can see they're not doing anything for any keywords and they literally have no Google ads going on right now. So this gives me a lot of ammo when I'm going to get a client, okay? Now, going back to this, I'm gonna save their site because I'm gonna show you how to find the keywords that match their site in this process. But continuing, we're gonna focus on website visits. Okay, I'll show you why. I'm gonna put their website here, continue. So just by me putting their website, Google's already kind of filtering out like what I should be kind of looking for this kind of website. You know what I mean? It knows what kind of things we're working on. So here,
I'm sorry. Would you use the landing page there or the actual website? Like
I like this website personally. I think it looks nice. It has a phone number. I'm sure on
Okay.
mobile it looks good too, but this has a phone number. This has a big button for a free estimate. This has a form on the landing page. As long as I can track this, I would use this all day, right? Look how much credibility this page has. This feels like it's an actual business more than a landing page does. So I think this is a landing page in my opinion. They just kind of already made for you as long as you can track it. But I'll show you how to track it in another section if it's going to be on someone else's website because it's a long process. You know what I mean? Today we'll just focus on making the ad itself, and then we can worry about that later. On this side, on networks, we're going to just turn off display. So display is like I'm saying, like banner ads on the side of YouTube and things like that. I like to focus all my money when I'm doing search just on the search network. Okay. Some campaigns we do it if they're big budgets, but if I'm really tight on budget, which these guys are all going to be like, tens of dollars a day, we're going to focus just on people actually searching in that moment. Okay. You can set start dates, campaign URL options. We can discuss later. It's nothing important. Dynamic search ad setting. I just leave this the way it is. I never touch it. Don't overcomplicate things. Don't click too many things. That's the rule here. Schedule, I keep it on all day unless we're doing call campaigns, which I'll show you guys how to do later. We want to set those on a schedule, obviously, because we don't want people calling the business at hours we know the business is not open to waste their time. So just something to keep in mind. On Facebook, it's okay to let them run all night because they're submitting lead forms. But on these, a lot of the objectives are going to be phone calls. So we don't want to turn those on during hours. We know our guys aren't answering because it's not even going to be good for us as marketers. So locations, here's something super important, big nugget, and everyone misses this. And to this day, I still see people miss it that have done this for a long time. you want to click location options under locations, and you'll see here, they kind of like try to get you basically, but what's automatically selected is people regularly in, or who have shown interest in your locations. So we want to change that setting. Okay. This is like the automatic setting. It's in like fine print in Google. You want to change that setting. This is a huge nugget, by the way. So you want to change that setting to search interest. Okay. Because now it's only going to target people that are searching there. You get what I'm saying? So that's if you're targeting, keep in mind, if you're targeting areas where people are trying to do things that they're not living at. Okay. If your services are very home-based services, you always want to put it in presence, because what we're trying to do is target people that are just living in that area. Does that make sense? Never select the first one. It's a mix of both, and it's impossible that it's ever going to happen. It's like if you're searching for people in Vegas, you want to target Vegas and do search interest, because everyone's searching into Las Vegas on how to go there. But if you're searching for people near me, then you only want people nearby to be there. Does that make sense to everyone? Big difference here, and it's automatically selected for both. So it's a shit show in Google usually. So presence is what we're going to select. Exclude. Yes. So exclude, we just leave it like this. So whenever we want to exclude an area, it's an exclude that circle of area that we're in. Language is English. For all of you, it's going to be the same. For where did he go? He was here. Oh, Emmanuel. For you, you're going to want to select Italian. Okay. Anyone else in other countries too? I didn't really hear anyone that was in other countries. You want to keep it the same. Audiences, this is kind of like Facebook's demographics. This is the equivalent. So when you can pick different demographics of what people are and things like that. So if you want to limit it to people shopping certain categories, things like that, then you can do that. But I'm gonna show you in search. I never touch all this. Okay. So I want everyone to understand that before I get into anything, because in search, I don't touch this at all. You're going to use this in every other kind of campaign in Google. So I'm going to show you how to use this section the best, but just keep in mind, normally, besides like if you're targeting like just parents or things like that, this isn't the priority of Google. It's the keywords, which we're going to go over. Okay. Does that make sense to everyone? Just give me a little thumbs up on your emojis if you guys can click like a reaction. Cool. Okay. That's good enough for me. Thank you. So detailed demographics for the people that we're targeting parents. This is right up your alley. You can select actually the ages that you want them to target. So even if someone searches, what was the service? Who was in here that was targeting parents? Chris, right? Karate, right? You want kids in a certain age demographic, you can just select them in this area right here. So that even if it's a 45-year-old who's trying to search for karate, and that's not the offer that you're running, and that's not who your words are targeting to, then you can just basically exclude that person. That's the rare case that I see this tab being used. Otherwise, the rest of you really aren't going to use this tab. It's not going to matter to you. Are we all on the same page? Good. Okay. Here's something really cool that you can do. There's two different categories that are going to really matter to you, that are like advanced strategies that we're going to discuss at a later time, but I want you to think about them, because when you start thinking about your industries, the advantage of being good at Google is knowing how to target people and the possibilities that you can do. So one is affinity, which you can create a custom affinity. I'll show you later, not to get complicated, but you can basically pick over the course of weeks to retarget people just because they've searched something. So if the dumpster business, you can target people just because they search something, even if they didn't visit your website for the next 3 weeks, just because they search for dumpsters, you can be the guy showing them dumpsters all over the internet for pennies. Okay. So that's a cool strategy that you can do. And then 2 is people that are in market. Keep in mind, Google owns everything. Like people's actual phone softwares are made of Google, for reference. So the data on this is another level. Transactional data, like when it comes to money and things like that, it's way more accurate than Facebook is, because it's been tracking people for way longer, their whole life, their emails, all their receipts, everything goes through Google. Not everything goes through Facebook. So you have to understand, this is a very targeted place. So don't overload it like you would in Facebook and combine interest. Try to keep it one person if you can, because it's going to be on the money. Don't touch that stuff. Okay. So we're going to move on. For most of you guys, I think the average is probably going to be like $20 to $30 a day on Google. Am I correct? Like, would you guys, client wise, like, is that where you guys would pitch people at, or would you pitch them less? Would you pitch them more? Yes. Okay, cool. 20 to 30. So we're just gonna say 25. I'll just say 30 to be safe. It's an easy number, $900. So over here, when I initially start, I remove all bids because I want to let Google. I did that. I want to let Google do more work than I have to at the beginning. At the end of the day, Google's going to be smarter than us. So at the beginning, I want to know how much a Google conversion is going to cost me. And I know in your mind you have like a specific cost for a Facebook conversion to make it worth it, but Google's a whole different world and their conversion might be 5 times more productive than a Facebook conversion. So you don't want to set this limitation until you understand on the back end how much a lead really is worth. What if the guy calling 1 out of 5 calls spends $5,000? Like, who cares what the lead cost is? You can spend hundreds at that point. You know what I mean? So just keep that in mind. So I don't set this. I let Google do the bidding for me. I don't overcomplicate it. I'll explain what link extensions, all these things are after, because it's not relevant now. They're just in this account. And then I'd continue. So for you guys, you can skip extensions if you're building the account from fresh. And then you're going to go into your ad groups, which is your audiences. Okay. So in Google at a campaign level, you do all your demographics and everything for the entire campaign, essentially. That's how it's built. And then after that, you're going to go into keyword targeting. So your ad groups on Google or your ad sets on Facebook, they're the equivalent, are just going to be keyword based. Okay. So as you can see here, just because I entered the website at the start, Google is giving me a pretty good list of keywords to target. Okay. Everyone on the same page? Is anyone actually building with me right now while I'm building or no? Okay. If no one is, I can move faster. Would you guys like me to move faster? I'm kind of moving slower so that you guys can build with me, but I figured no one is. Okay. So what I'm going to do for keyword research is I'd open this in a new tab. It's called Audience Manager here. Okay. Audience Manager and then Keyword Planner. I'm going to go to the Keyword Planner first. Discover new keywords, and I can enter things that are similar to what I want to target. Now, in my case, I live in Georgia. I'm going to target just the state of Georgia, okay? Or in this, let's actually use this example since we're on it. Utah. Does he go all over Utah? Just going to
No,
pretend he
he
is.
covers a few cities. Salt Lake, Provo, like the ones you see right there. Ogden. Yeah, those main ones you see pointed up there.
Okay, right up here.
Yeah,
Okay.
see where Utah is. So he has Ogden, Salt Lake City.
Oh, that went way too far.
Yep.
Like here?
Yep.
And then here, I'm going to basically search for all the keywords that matter. You can manually type it in, or on number 2 up here, you can literally just enter the site and it'll tell you all the possible things in that area that they search for based on all the descriptions, all the headlines. Google has crawled this entire site. You know what I mean? So this is the easiest way to figure out, if you guys are just starting out, what words are going to be searched the most. So you can see here, average monthly searches, you just filter it downward by the most. And then just off the bat, you can read right away what the words are: roofer, me roof, the roofer, roofing companies in Utah. You can see in order of how many are being searched a month. This is your most important metric because you want to see how big the market is for it. And then 2, what the average bids are. Okay. So you see the range is huge. This one, let's just take roofer, is $9 a click to $24 a click. Super crazy range. What determines that range? Where it's positioned on the page. Is it at the top? Is it at the bottom? But most important in this case, since it's top of page bid, it's going to be determined by your actual ad quality. So just like in Facebook, where your CPMs change and your cost per click change by your ad quality is going to make this big of a difference on Google, like a $9 to $24 difference. It's not like $1 or $2. Okay, so it's very important that our ads are going to match up with these words. So what I do usually is I take all the keywords that I want. Roofing companies in Utah, I'd want. The roofer probably wouldn't want. Roof near me, roofer Utah, roofer companies in Salt Lake, contract roofing. See, roof supplier, I don't want. Roof repair near me, I want. Roof repair Salt Lake City. I'll just take these right here and I copy them. Okay. So up here, you can just copy them. I go back to my campaign. And those are the ones that I put in. Now, there's a very important note. if you see down here at the bottom, let me zoom in. Okay. So match types. There's something called match types in Google, which determines how the keyword is searched. Okay. So a broad match, okay, there's 3 types: broad match, phrase match, and exact match. This is probably the most important part of all of Google. Okay. Broad match means anything close or related to what I'm putting here is going to pop up. So for example, if I put roofer and it's a broad match, that means someone searching roof near me, whatever that means. Okay, let's say it's different than this one. Roof near me will still come up because you had roofer as a broad match. So anything kind of in that category, it'll try to take first dibs on. Okay, so it doesn't mean you're specifically typing in the word roofer. Does that make sense to everyone? Okay, cool. Next thing, phrase match. Okay, this is probably the one that I use the most. Phrase match is basically where if whatever you're saying is similar to another phrase or is contained in another phrase, then it still counts it. So for example, roofer near me, it would still show up for roofer near me because it still contains the word roofer in a phrase. You get what I'm saying? Roofer for my home, you would still come up under phrase match. You wouldn't come up for roofing companies in Salt Lake City. Does that make sense? So you're going to come up with things that you're related to inside of the phrase. And then the third one, which is the most precise, is exact match. So exact match means unless it actually says roofer, it's not going to show me roofer. Okay. Does that make sense to everyone? Okay. So exact match you try not to use because it's too narrow, and broad match you try not to use because it's too wide. So that's why I use phrase match, okay, which is right in the middle. It's like if you're anywhere in the sentence, you still count kind of thing. So the way to change the types of matches is if you see here, the keyword has quotes around it, or if you put brackets around it. So if we're going to do phrase match, what do I need to do to the keywords? Can anyone tell me? You can just unmute your mic and tell me, just to make sure we're on the same page.
Use quotes.
Quotes, yeah.
Quotes. Cool, got it. Cool. So I would use quotes. I would basically put quotes on all my keywords like this. Okay. All the way up my list, I quote everything front and back all the way up.
Would you ever use a mix?
Yeah. So whenever I test with any bigger of budgets, I usually test not the keywords against each other, but I test the same keywords with different match types and different audiences. So it's like one audience, I'll make an exact match. One audience, I'll make a phrase match. One, I'll make a broad match. And sometimes, some rare occasions, another one wins, for example. But you're going to understand the match type is like one little piece in the formula. Out of all the keywords, you might only have one that actually works. And that's what scales the entire campaign. It might just be the word roof. And the word roof happens to be the thing that's just bringing all the budget in. You know what I mean? So
Gotcha.
that's a great question, by the way. Great question.
So at no point are you guessing or using keywords you think might be predictable or useful. You're just letting Google do all the work and just using keywords that are actually ranking right.
No. So these keywords are broad enough to cover every keyword that I would think of, unless you have one that is something completely out of the realm of these words. You know what I mean? That if I used exact match, then for sure I'm typing in every sentence that can possibly be searched. You get what I'm saying? Like roofer on blue house near me, roofer on this, for sure. But that's not where the money is going to be made at small budgets. If you have huge budgets, then you want to refine like that. But when you don't, you want to try to find the keywords that you don't think exist. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay.
Is there a number of keywords that you recommend to put in it?
I stay around like 10 if I'm really broadly testing. Once you start getting the hang of like different match types, and you want to test against each other, I always test like a minimum of like 50 plus. Some accounts we have hundreds, but we've been doing it for a long time with the same account. You know what I mean? So start broad, 10. And then as you feel like the 10 is working or isn't working, then you can start testing, you know, the 6 that are working in phrase and an exact match. You know what I mean? And you start building on those keywords. I'll show you right now how to find more keywords after you initially start a campaign. That'll answer kind of like both the questions you guys just asked. So let's just say I make the campaign. Now I'm going to make the ad. This is super, super important. So in Google, it's going to shuffle a dynamic ads all the time. Okay. You can make one ad at a time, but it's very useless. It's not like Facebook where you can stack engagement on the same ad. So you want to use existing post IDs and those kind of concepts if you guys run Facebook ads. Like there's no engagement on Google. There's no likes, there's no shares, there's no comments. It doesn't matter if that is the only person in the world that saw the ad. They don't know that. They think everyone else also sees the same ad. There's a different psychology. You know what I mean? So you don't need to sit here having likes and getting engagement. All you have to do is get as close as you can to getting to what they're searching for. You know what I'm saying? So if someone is searching specifically for a girls karate studio for Chris, okay, girls karate studio, and your ad happens to say, great for growing your boys' courage and confidence and whatever it is, it's not going to fly. Okay. So we have to think of that keyword that they're doing and keep as many forms of trust along with those use of keywords. So let me kind of show you an example of some headlines that I would use that I think would really kill it for roofers. Google's going to give me some suggestions. So Utah roofing pros, Utah roofing contractor, looking for a great, I never like to use questions in Google ads. They never work. Like, don't get me wrong, they work, but it's not the purpose of Google ads as a whole. The purpose of Google ads as a whole is to answer people's questions. It's not to stop them from scrolling by asking them a question. You get what I'm saying? So now you look like an ad on Google. You don't want to look like an ad. You want to look like an authority. Okay. I think that's a very important note you guys should actually write down. On Google, you don't want to look like an ad. You want to look like an authority. So give me some things, Drew, that would make this company stand out from other roofers.
Over 15 years of serving the community.
Of
serving the community. Mm-hmm.
No,
Oh,
not
sorry.
good enough. No, I got you. Check this out. Much different than servicing the community.
Gotcha.
Do you get where I'm going with this keyword matching here?
Mm-hmm.
So you can, if there was a way to fit Salt Lake City, I would do that, but it's not going to fit here. You know what
Gotcha.
I mean? So give me something else.
Let me see. They do more than roofs, like they do also, I think they started doing renovations as well.
No, we want to stay away from that. People are searching roofs.
Gotcha.
Remember, we're not trying to sell them on anything except roofs.
Gotcha.
So they have a free estimate, which is solid. Do they go to the place?
Here's a good one.
Yeah.
They do virtual estimates where they don't have to, meet up in person. So it's like a corona proof or room.
You're the man. Look at that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You like that? That's better than estimates, maybe. They feel like they're gonna walk
Yep.
around the house and talk to the person. You know what I mean? Okay, so I think this is like a really good offer. Something cool that you can do with headlines in Google is, even though Google has so many different kinds of headlines that you can pick, you can always pin one down. So this one's pinned. You get what I'm saying? And you can pin by position. So let's just say, let me give an example. Blah, blah. Okay. Let's say I wanted to pin the second one. I can pin it, you see here, pin it to position 1. I can pin it to position 2, pin it to position 3, so that every time the ad is shown, this is shown in that spot.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, it's just going to shuffle. Sometimes it's not going to show a free virtual walkthrough, but I want everyone to see that. Then I put that as the first thing, the second thing, or the third thing I pick. Okay.
Nice.
Cool tip. This is very important because I did this for years and I never pinned anything, and I just let Google mix it up every time. And when I figured out that I could just pin something because it's important in everything and let it shuffle the rest, it was a game changer. Do they have a ton of reviews or anything like that? Let's see.
I don't know if they have a ton of reviews because
let's not flex that.
From last year.
Yeah. Cool. So let's see. Let's see.
Could you add like insurance claims in there?
Yeah, you can definitely do that too. I'll show you I'll show you where you want to do that. You wouldn't put it in the headline because not everyone searching is going to be an insurance claim. But you want to mention that you cover insurance claims in case that's why they're searching roofing. You get what I'm saying? So
Got you.
that's something you would want to put in the description right here rather than the headline, but you still want to put it.
Okay. Thank
Makes
you.
sense why?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So fastest service time, we'll just stick to those three for now. Fastest. All right. I'm sure they have a guarantee, right, Drew? Like,
Yeah, they have a lifetime material guarantee, I think, on it. Nice. Yeah. Cool.
So,
cool. And
this
you
is what
just
the normal-
decide which one you pick. Sorry.
which one you're going to pin? You don't have to pin anything. I'm just pinning this one because I think the free virtual walkthroughs is a convenience thing, and someone's searching on their phone, they want something conveniently. And in my opinion, honestly, in marketing, I think convenience is it's one of the biggest factors. I think everyone kind of neglects that. So that's what I put personally as a pin. Cool. Then we'll just stick to those three. It obviously automatically gives you description. I would change this, but I can't really read it. Let's see. If you want the roofing services only an experienced roofer can provide, call us today. Like, this is obviously a pretty good quote as it is. It's pulling it from the website. As you can tell, Google does a pretty damn good job at helping you guys make these things happen on its own. So I think this is a really good one already. I wouldn't change it. I'll change this. Yeah, and here's where I would put people's problems. So, what are the problems when it comes to roofs? Why do people want their roofs repaired? Drew.
Mr. Shingles.
Missing shingles, lifted tiles, leaks.
Okay. What else?
We said missing shingles. They have leaks into their home. Damaged. There you go. Yep.
Okay. So this is what a headline on Facebook would look like. Okay. Do you have missing shingles, leaks, or any sort of roof damage? Okay. Example. On Google, we're going to rephrase this into being a statement and a resolution rather than a question to find your audience, because your audience is already here. So we're going to change this to, for example, the hardest part of this is just meeting the limits on text every time. There you go.
Gotcha.
Instantly fix missing shingles, leaks, or any sort of roof damage with a lifetime. I need to add a comment there. Missing shingles. There needs to be a comma here for sure. You know. Wasted word. Cool. So instantly fix missing shingles, leaks, or any roof damage with a lifetime guarantee. I think that covers all the problems across the board in one sentence. This is something I'd want the first thing in the description to be pinned on.
Nice.
Okay. You get why, right? Like, I'm right to the point. So I keep that there, save on and continue. Now we have our ad. We're good. The ad can literally run right now. We've done everything we need to run an ad. So if you've gotten this far, all you have to do is just publish the campaign, and then your campaign's actually running and targeting those keywords. And by this time tomorrow, you can go and check it out, and you're going to be able to see the results of the ads. Okay. I'm going to turn this off, obviously, because let's have that. Now I'm going to show you how to optimize the campaign while we're here today. Okay. So I'm going to show you exactly, once your campaign is live, between this call and next week's call, I want you to have a campaign live. I want you to run the traffic. You can go and just watch a quick video on how to install a Google tag like a Facebook pixel. It's the same thing. Okay. Just watch a quick video on it. Make sure that's there and then run the campaign just like I taught you guys for a week. I'm going to show you what you're going to do in those 6 days between now and the next call to be able to slowly start to optimize the account and understand where you need to pull different levers. Okay. So I'm going to pick one of the campaigns that I'm doing here. We're targeting birthday parties. Okay. So let me kind of show you what I did again. I clicked on the campaign. Okay. These are the ad groups, so the different audiences that we have. I'm clicking birthday parties. I'm just showing you an example. So, and you guys will only have one at this point. And then you'll see all the keywords that I'm targeting. Okay. And you'll see all the clicks, all the impressions, just like Facebook. You'll see each keyword and you'll see all the numbers that matter. Okay. But here's what's more important than even these numbers. Okay. If you click on the left side on search terms, you'll see what people are actually searching to have you pop up. And here is where you check the list as good or bad the whole way down. Okay. So you see birthday party places for kids. Okay. I don't have this. It's not included. So the only 3 things that matter besides, seeing if the conversions work for you and that each of you have a different cost per conversion that matters and things like that. So we can discuss that on the next call. But the only thing that matters to you is these first 3 things once you figure out if the conversion works or not. Okay. So what is the term that people searched? What made you appear as that term? And then also, is it added or not added to your list? And if it's a good one, we want to click on it. I'm going to say add as a keyword. Okay. Save. Keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Okay. If the one is bad, let's say party bus for kids. This is definitely not the service that we're trying to go for. You're going to add it as a negative keyword. Okay. So you're going to exclude it from ever being searched. So if anyone ever searches party bus for kids, you will never come up again. Okay. Now, here's the thing when you go to exclude it. Okay. You want to make sure it always has brackets around it when you're excluding it. Can anyone tell me why?
That's the exact phrase.
Exactly, right? So we don't want to exclude things close to this phrase because it could exclude party keywords. You know what I mean? We don't want that to happen, but we only want it to exclude party bus for kids. It's probably searched a lot over the course of the year, but if we're trimming away the fat slowly and slowly and slowly, and we eliminate all the phrases that suck, we're going to have some really good results over the course of time. So I would add this as a negative keyword and I would save it. And now you can see it's excluded from my list. So, and you can do it for the campaign, you can do it for the audience, you can do it for the entire account. You can just say, I never want this in my account ever again. Okay. So over the course of the next week, every day, I want you guys to open the Google account, see what are the search terms that are happening. Are they clicking on your website? Okay. What's the click-through rate? And then how much is it costing per click? And do I have any conversions from this word? Okay. And slowly you'll start to see what you need to add and what you need to delete. Okay. Even if it doesn't get a conversion, when you start the account, you'll know what is something you want and you don't want. Just like I knew I didn't want a party bus. Okay. You're going to look at the list and you're like, why would someone searching that come up with my word? Like, I don't want that person. And then you just exclude them. So as opposed to Facebook, where you're looking at the list and you're like, maybe I'll exclude people that are interested in, home renovation because they'll do it themselves. Here you're actually excluding people who are like, build my own roof. You know what I mean? You're actually excluding those people. So they never come up for that. So I think that's all you guys need to worry about right now, just making a search campaign, because all of you can benefit off search the most. I would make a search campaign. Remember, I want you to watch a video. It's going to take 2 minutes of how to install the pixel. I'll show you right now, and then you guys can watch it again done on a fresh site so that you understand based on the landing page builder you're using what it's going to be. But audience manager, I'd already selected it. So you'll click audience manager right here. Shared library, you're going to go to audience sources, and then this is where you find your pixel. So you can click details on the Google Ads tag. This is basically the Facebook pixel. Okay, I'm sure if you've seen a pixel page, it looks pretty much the same as this. So at the bottom, you can see tag setup, and you can pick the instructions that you want. So I always go install the tag yourself. If you're on a landing page, it's really easy. and you just paste this. This is like the Facebook pixel header code. It's the same exact thing, okay? So this is a pixel header code of Facebook. So you put on every header on every page, this is this code, okay? So it's a Google Ads tag. And then after you do that, you go to conversions. So this is like pixel events in Facebook. And then you can add a new conversion type. So let's just say it's on a website. I pick website. I pick it's a lead, so contact, or even submit lead form. I can name it whatever I want. I just don't use a value for it because that's not how you're going to track the value of these leads. Count, you can pick once for every person or every time anyone submits a lead, which I do every time because we're marketers. We're showing the client the results at the end of the day. We need to see every lead we got. Conversion windows is just like Facebook. It's how long it takes, how long that conversion gives itself time. So if they submit a lead 30 days after they converted, or 30 days after they clicked on the ad, does that still count as a conversion? So you pick how long that timeline is. Facebook, they limit you to 7 days. They limit you to 1 day, 3 days, 28 days, 21 days. You get what I'm saying? Here, you can literally customize how long you want it to be. If you know the time that the customer takes to make the shopping decision takes way longer, then you can extend that time to 60 days, to 90 days. I personally like to stay around like 2 weeks. If someone's submitting a contracting job and I can get them to submit a lead in 2 weeks, then my Google ad definitely didn't do its job. You know what I mean? So I think 2 weeks is a generous number. I wouldn't go anything kind of higher than that. Personally, I think it gets too excessive. We sell like $2,000 recliners, and we do a 3-week window on that, and it's a $2,000 recliner. Like that takes a lot of time from seeing an ad to want to buy it. You know what I mean? And then create, and then this will create the event code that you have. Install it yourself, and you can scroll down here. You'll see event snippet, just like Facebook. This would say in Facebook script, lead script. You know what I mean? You just copy this right here, and you put it on the thank you page of the form that you're putting it on. So the other code that I showed you, which is actually this top one, they give you it again, is going to be in every header. And then right under that code, you're going to paste the event code on the thank you page. And then this is how you'll track all your leads. So you should be able to get off this call, go to your whatever manager you use to build landing pages. Jason, you have an entire website in your case, whatever it is, and find the thank you form. Put it on the thank you form right now, and then go and create a campaign just like we did in 10 minutes and have it live and track these results through search terms and negative keywords over the next week. I already feel like Cherry and Drew are definitely going to get it done. I'm curious to see who else gets it done. But I think this is a very doable task for you to get done like ASAP, so you can collect data over the next week. So we can actually go through your accounts and now have some problems to solve collectively rather than just go over how Google Ads works. Don't overcomplicate it. You don't need creatives. You don't need anything. You just need to write a couple of sentences and you can have the ads live. So everyone in here should 100% have an ad live by tomorrow at the latest, so that next Thursday we have 6 days of data to look at and collectively overview other accounts and see what mistakes each other are making and be able to work at the same level collectively together and scale these accounts. I think it would be very beneficial to everyone if you guys took that seriously. But I know there's some questions, so if you guys could raise your hand, or Talbert, I'll let you go. What's up?
I got one thing. Now, I've been speaking with physical therapists and I'm interested in.
Am I lagging or is he lagging?
I think he's
Yes.
looking.
Okay, cool. I thought my connection went bad. Talbert, I can't hear you at all. It's very bad. So I'm gonna message you. Just talk to me in the group under my post after this. I'll tag you, and then we can chat. I'll make sure to answer your stuff. But it's impossible, trust me. Or type it out for me if you want in the chat. All right, John, what's your question, man?
Do you use, I mean, as a beginner, should we be concerned about analytics.google.com or not at all?
Not really, not at all. I don't think that's something to think about right now. You can make an analytics account and just add the code, just like you did the Google code. You just add the analytics code right next to it. It's very easy. So I would do that, but I wouldn't worry about reading analytics or anything. It's not going to help you at this stage in the business. No, like there's no relevance to you.
Or
So
Uh,
is it similar to Facebook where we use client's account and then grant access to our account, or do we build it just on our account? How does that
Yeah, if you are going to get access to a client's account, here's how you're going to do it.
Mhm.
Great question. So Google MCC MMC. So this is the link. Actually, I'm going to send it in the chat right now.
Mhm.
Okay. So this is a link where you're going to make a manager account, kind of like a business manager on Facebook.
Mhm.
Okay. And then I'll show you an example of what a manager account looks like, so you have some reference. Hey, Jeff, are you in this call right now?
I think he had to bounce earlier.
I know he like jumped back in, so I was just wondering if it was him. Okay, cool. So this is what a manager account looks like. It'll be a screen like this, except you'll have nothing on it, right? And then all you have to do is just click plus right here, and you can link an existing account. It's actually so easy. You click it, and then it'll just be a blank screen. You put the client's account number, right? You just literally paste it in here and send request, and then they accept it. Okay, here's how they accept it, because you're going to want to know how to tell the client to accept it. Important. At the top right, you can click tools. Okay, you can click account access, which I'm in a manager account, so let me just click like a client's account. Sorry, settings, and then access and security. Okay, so settings at the top, access and security, and it's going to give you like the users. Okay, you can see all the users in the account here. The problem is when you request access as a manager, you're going to be under the managers tab. So they're going to have to go in here and accept you. So a lot of the times the client will be like, I can't see any requests. I can't see anything, but you got to make sure they know to go in the managers. That's one way to get access to the account. The other is to just tell the client to come in here and add you as a user. Okay. Quick tip for all you marketing guys. If your domain is not google.com, they will not be able to add you, or not gmail.com. They're not going to be able to add you. So it has to be a Gmail. The way to override that, just in case you want to just use your business email anyways, you tell the client to click on security, and then you can see here, allow domains, and you just type in your website here. So anything that's outside of a Gmail, you have to actually add it as like an approved domain. It's like another level of security for adding users to a Google account, if that makes sense. So just make sure you add your domain as like a whitelisted domain. But like I said, I personally just tell them to send me the number, and then I send them a request. I tell them open managers and accept it. And when you get accepted, you're accepted as an admin. So you can do anything on the account besides add users, but you can add users to your account so everyone can use it. Does that make sense?
Mm.
Cool. Great question. Any other questions? Jason, what's up?
Yeah, so I have a Google ad now that's running, but it's all over the place with how it's doing, I guess. So I'm trying to kind of rebuild with a little bit more knowledge, that I'm gaining here. But so when I build a new campaign based on what you just taught us, where should I drive that traffic to right now? I know I can go to the website, but I don't know that that's really the best option because the way it's set up for online ordering, I want to drive traffic to get them to call.
I would send them to a landing page. And
Okay.
you know what I would do is I would go in your area and I would just search up like dumpster rentals. So for me, this is where I live. Okay. And then I'll open. So I actually, Vine got me with an ad one time. I'll open these ads in another tab and I'll see if any of them, some of them are like landing pages that their only job is to get leads,
Right.
this, and sell them to other dumpster places, right? So
Sure,
15
yeah.
people are calling at the same time. So I try to find those people. Okay. I mean, this doesn't look like something like that, but this is a landing page. Notice, his family is the first picture. Like I said,
Right.
having people definitely makes a difference. But I try to find one that's just like this junkgone.com, I wonder if this is like an outsourcing company. So what I try to do is I find these companies that are like outsourcing leads and selling them to multiple people, and I basically duplicate their landing pages to start because I know those work because their only objective is to get leads. You know what I
Right.
mean? So if I use theirs, even if it's simpler and dumber, whatever it is, I just happen to be the only person calling them. Like, lucky me. It's not 20 guys fighting for it. You know what I mean? It's just me.
Yep.
So that's what I would do first, personally, as a landing page. But if you're not going to do that, as long as you have a form, keep it pretty simple. Phone call, like I would pin the phone number if you can. Like I pin the phone number to a bar at the top, and I don't let it go away on the phone. Like
Right.
anywhere they scroll, there's a phone number, dude. You see the form, you know you can fill out a form, but if you don't want to fill out a form, just click this button at the top, and someone will answer. And that's going to be your best play, in my opinion, is directing people towards a call. You know what I
Cool.
mean?
Yep. Thank you.
Drew looks like he's just spitting some fire over there. He looks like he's like in a rap battle. I don't know if you guys are watching this guy. But yeah, I hope that helps, Jason. I think that's kind of where I would take it if I were you.
Awesome. Thank you.
And when you do that, let me know, and I'll give you some instructions on how to tag a phone number through Google as a conversion. Okay.
Gotcha. Cool.
Because you'll want to know that. I'm sure you can look it up, but if you have trouble, talk to me in the group on the post with my photo on it, and I'll make sure to take care of it for you. Just tag me.
Awesome. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Any other questions before we wrap it up?
Yeah, a
Hey,
quick
Eddie.
quick question too. So do you use your own credit card or client's credit card?
No, always clients. I used to use my own. I used to use my own and have them prepay, but closing rates are harder when you have to tell someone to pay double to cover ad spend up front, when you can just put their credit card and have them cover ad spend slowly through the
Oh.
month. It gives you the chance to bring them the leads.
Okay.
That's what I do. If an account goes down and you're supposed to bill a client for something that they paid for, or that you paid for on their behalf, and the client just doesn't talk to you again, it's going to happen, and you're going to be like, this is the worst decision I've ever made. So it always happens. It's just when it happens that it's big enough to be like, I'm never doing this again. You know what I mean? So just save yourself the effort, and I would just put on their credit card. Chris, what's up?
Hey, so for what I do for my clients is, generate the leads, book the appointments, usher the people through the door. So how would I go about maintaining that kind of us handling the lead all the way up to their doorstep?
What's your
With
handling
Google.
the lead process right now?
What's that now?
What's your lead handling process?
So it's all text message based. So lead comes in, we schedule them to an appointment. The owner gets a text and email notification of the booked appointment of who's supposed to walk in. The client gets all kinds of appointment reminders leading up to their appointment. And then the owner, if they no-show the appointment, they let us know. We do all the follow-up.
So is your question more like, how do I deal with calls, or is it how do I deal with leads? Because the
Yeah,
leads are the same.
how would I maintain that? Let's say a lot of my clients are doing their own Google AdWords. They're probably dedicating $10 a day or whatever. How do I step in and say, hey, let me take over, handle all the follow-up and inquiries for you to book these people to appointments to get them through your door? Because a phone call is not necessarily going to mean that they're going to come walking through their door.
I totally agree, but don't you think someone calling is a way hotter lead than someone who submitted a form?
Yeah, absolutely.
So do you not take any calls right now, any inbound calls?
No, we don't.
Would it be expensive for you to offer that service? Like, it seems like you have VAs handling live text messaging or something.
Yeah, I have VAs handling live text messaging.
Okay, cool. So in Google, at the end of the day, you can still run forms like through a page and just not have a phone number and still get a lead at the end of the day.
Right.
And there's something called Google Forms, which I've never had any success, so I didn't bother teaching them on the first call, but it's like a Facebook lead form, but on Google. But it's like no one fills them out because they're like, you don't go to Google to fill out a form on Google. You know what I mean? You go to visit a website. That's the purpose. So I haven't seen much success, but.
So if I was going to incorporate a one-page landing page,
Mhm.
would I have to trade out their website with that landing page URL on their Google My Business listing? Or could I just?
No, you could just do it just on the ads.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. You can actually connect their My Business account to their ads, which I bet you there's a high chance that they haven't done themselves. Okay.
Right.
It always happens this way. They haven't connected it. They have both. But if you connect it for free, which I'll go over on the next call, the thing I mentioned, it's called extensions. It's like you add on things to the ad. It's like more parts to the ad for the same price or even less. But there's an extension for the address. So if someone needs to visit someone like you, then on the ad itself, you can literally click the address as a hyperlink and it goes to Google Maps and opens their location with all their reviews, a button that says call, a button that says website, Google My Business on the maps. Like that's a really good lander to hit after you clicked an ad, you know what I mean, on a phone. So there's a lot of cool little tricks and stuff like that we're going to cover, and like, let's call them integrations with different softwares and stuff that we're going to be able to use in Google. But for now, I would just focus on tracking the lead itself through a landing page that you make. I don't think it needs to be anything crazy, dude. It could literally be like as big as this page that you're looking at right now without scrolling. Okay.
Right.
It could be literally this big and have your offer, have a group of kids the same age in a karate class that you normally, see, have a shorter form, nothing too crazy. You know what I mean? Maybe these three, and then what age is your son or something like that? What ages are the children? And I think that's pretty good. And I mean, if I got that as a lead, I'm sure your text guys would be fine closing that too.
Yeah.
But just make sure it's like labeled exactly what it needs to be. So if it's like, in Los Angeles, you know what I mean? Like karate classes in South Los Angeles, like just be more granular and specific to where you're targeting. Like target so specific with your words, because on Google, it's going to target so specifically itself. As long as you guys click that setting that I told you to drop down from, and make sure you don't pick people that are just searching in that area.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I hope that helps. Just keep it short and simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Put the offer on there and people will opt in for it. Cool. Well, that's pretty much. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just down the road from you. I'm in Swanee.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe we'll meet up sometime. I'm in Alpharetta on Windward.
Yeah.
Cool, man. That's awesome to hear. I'm glad you told me that. Cool, guys. Well, I gotta go. Unfortunately, I have a meeting in 2 minutes, but I'm sorry I couldn't answer everyone's questions. If you have some, just shoot them in that group on that post, and I'll make sure to get to them as soon as I can later today or tomorrow. So just shoot them over. Watch this recording again on how to build the campaigns the way I did. Please build them ASAP, and then have them ready for me next week with like 5 days of ad spend on them, so that we can collect, even if it's your own $100, invest it in yourself. It's totally worth it. $10 a day, just to at least read the numbers. $10 a day, 5 days, you lose $50. You gain a wealth of knowledge in this week, I promise you. So even if that's what it takes, let's do it. Let's try to stay on track together so we can get this done at the same time. And then eventually this call will turn into like one big Q&A of everyone. But until then, let's take advantage of the small group that we have, and let's kind of grow it together on a very personal level. So if you guys can keep up with us on a live basis, not just recordings, I think you can benefit way more from it, having me telling you kind of what you should fix and what you should change in your account specifically, because everyone's going to have different problems. So was this valuable to everyone? I need some feedback because I'm kind of just talking the whole time.
1000%.
Yeah.
1000.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I don't know
This
who
was
likes
fire.
teaching stuff. Okay,
Yeah, I
thank you,
agree.
Matt.
Very helpful.
Okay, cool. So like keeping this kind of same momentum and style is good for everyone.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Cool. Awesome. Let me know if you guys have any questions throughout the week on that post. And thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you guys.
Thanks, boss.
Thank you.
Yeah.